do some people suffer more from allergies than others?
Two reasons, actually. We can look at genetics as a factor, and we can also look at our health. Do we have a strong immune system? Where were we living before? Where were we raised, and where have we moved to?
What is it in the body that triggers that response to allergies?
It's an overhyped reaction that our body has. Traditionally, most of us will just have a mild reaction, say, okay, I see that there's something that's come into our system and we're going to attack it and get rid of it, and it's not going to bother us. With people that have bad allergies, the body overreacts and starts producing more, right? And the histamine reaction is really strong. And that's what causes all these problems.
Okay, so how long should people expect to be uncomfortable?
But if we're just looking at the season, we're just now hitting spring. So we're going to go from spring probably up until late July or August of this torture that people go through when they have seasonal allergies, because there's always something blooming. Something is always in the air.
What should people do to relieve their symptoms?
Gosh, well, fortunately, one of the easiest things that people can do now is everyone is accustomed to using face masks. So wear a face mask to keep those allergens away from going into our body through our nose and mouth and mucosa of our eyes. The second thing is wear long sleeves if you can. Shower as soon as you get home to get rid of all that pollen that's accumulated in your clothing, that's in your hair. Those types of things are things that we can do to avoid getting more allergens in our system, and changing our filters, not just in home. Remember, our cars also have filters, and they're very easy to change.
Could you go through some of the list of treatments that are available for people who are suffering from allergies?
There's nasal sprays that we can use. There's antihistamines that we can use. They're the ones that have the letter D, which is a long extended ones that don't cause drowsiness. And then the shots that people always hear about, these shots that people get are basically designed to have your body start to have a reaction and start to produce its own protection, right? Its own antibodies against these allergens.
Can people outgrow allergies, or do they get worse over time?
Yes to both, right? It depends on each patient. Each patient is different, but the majority of patients will outgrow these allergies. And something to keep in mind is we need to stay healthy ourselves so that our body is able to make good antibodies and protect ourselves.
All right, so now COVID is still around. So how do you distinguish between having a seasonal allergy, a cold, or even COVID?
Sure. So let's remember the signs and symptoms of COVID from top to bottom. Headache, really bad headache, right? Pressure, constant coughing, this dry cough, back pain, and sometimes diarrhea, right? That's the symptoms of COVID for the most part, right? And this crazy body ache. Versus allergies, which the headache is normally just a frontal sinus headache that if you tap your forehead, tap around your cheeks, it's going to hurt because you have that inflammation. You're going to not have a dry cough. You're going to have symptoms of productive cough. You're going to have a stuffy nose. With COVID, you don't have a stuffy nose, and there's no GI issues. Those are the easiest ways to distinguish amongst the two.